Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we will be talking about the Cricket World Cup. So the first two matches happened. It started yesterday, and so we're basically just going to talk about the two matches and just I'll tell you what happened and where I see things going from there. So match one happened in Ahmedabad. It was England versus New Zealand. So you had New Zealand winning the toss. They elected to bowl first, and I have the scorecard here pretty much. So what happened was in England, basically, I'm looking at it here, they finished 282 all out, and I think New Zealand did really well, especially with the resources they had. They had no Kane Williamson, especially in the bowling, no Tim Southee, they dropped Ish Sodhi, he didn't play, no Lockie Ferguson. He had a niggle. Despite that, they still managed to, stop this juggernaut of an England side in 282. So you had, Bairstow, Malan, 33-14. Root was the best scorer of the day. Joe Root, he scored 77 of 86. And then, the other people, everyone got starts, but just couldn't finish it. You have Harry Brook, 25, Moeen Ali, 11. Then you had the partnership between, I think it was Root and Butler. Butler scored 43. And then after, pretty much when he got out, and then Root got out as well, then after that, it was just no one could really get going. Liam Livingstone, Sam Curran, Chris Wokes, they just couldn't get going. And New Zealand did really well, with it. Trent Boult was good. Matt Henry did really well, 3 for 48, 1 for 48 for Trent Boult. That Jimmy Neesham, I think he was all right. Rachin Ravindra, 1 for 76. He was a bit expensive, but I guess not too much. He was really good. He picked up 1 wicket, Rachin Ravindra, and he would feature later on as well. And then I think Glenn Phillips did really well as well. In a way, he's a part-time bowler, but 2 for 17 of 3 overs, so his 2 wickets was really key as well. So I think this juggernaut of an England side, well, I don't know why. It could be because they're undercooked a little bit. I'm not sure why. But they looked a bit just a bit weak, really. This England side, and everyone probably expected them to score like 350, 380, but they were bundled out for 282. And you got to give it to New Zealand. Normally they have less resources compared to other teams, but they still just somehow managed to do really well. So good innings there from New Zealand, a bit more to be desired for England. Then we come to the New Zealand batting, and this is where things go down, where you have Devon Conway, Will Young open, and Will Young basically, look at this scorecard. Will Young gets out on the first ball, and then the other two, Devon Conway, 152 off 121. 19 fours, 3 sixes, 125 strike rate. Rachin Ravindra, his debut as well. Both of their debuts in the World Cup, Rachin and Devon. You have 123 of 96, 11 fours, 5 sixes, 128 strike rate. Rachin Ravindra, 123. So both of them, Devon and Rachin, both scored 152, 123. Both of them remained not out in the end. And New Zealand basically thumped England by 9 wickets. In 36.2 overs, they chased down 283. So just outstanding performance by New Zealand. So whenever you think the side's looking a bit, weak, they somehow managed to do it, New Zealand. That's why I have them in my top 4 as well. So I think this is a huge shock result. No one expected this, New Zealand beating England, and in this manner especially. I don't think anyone expected that. So just really good stuff from New Zealand, and just it throws the World Cup wide open, doesn't it? So I'm still, banking on England making the top 4. They're still a good side. I think it's just an off day for them. The bowlers just really couldn't get anything going. Chris Wokes couldn't find a swing in the end. It won't swing as much in India. A few overs and then it'll stop probably. He was 0 for 45. Sam Curran 1 for 47. He's the only one who took the wicket, Sam Curran. So Mark Wood was really expensive. 5 overs, 0 for 55, 11 and over. I think it's probably because of his pace as well. They took advantage of that. So Mark Wood was expensive. Moeen Ali was as well, 0 for 60. Adil Rashid 0 for 47. Liam Livingstone 3 overs, 0 for 24. So none of them really could break this partnership between Devon and Rachin. So I think England is very, maybe not very, but they're a bit weak on their bowling side, and so I think they'll need to work on that. And obviously there's Ben Stokes to come as well. That should strengthen. He might not be bowling, but they should get a bit stability as well in the middle order. Not that they need it, but I'm sure it was just a one-off performance. I'm sure they'll do well as well later on, but maybe they need to work on their bowling just a little bit. In terms of, just like I said, a great performance, 152 from Devon, Rachin 123, just some really good shots, and they weren't really taking any high risks or anything, just proper cricketing shots. So just really, really good. Player of the match was Rachin Ravindra, so I don't think he's going to get dropped anytime soon. There was no Kane Williamson, he played in his place, and look what happened. So I think now you will have Rachin and Devon open, and I'm afraid Will Young will probably get dropped for Kane Williamson, and I feel bad for him for his first ball luck, and but sometimes that's just how things go. So overall, a good match and a shock result as well. I think no one expected, even if you expected New Zealand to, they could win. Not like this though. No one expected this. So again, really good win for New Zealand. And today, match two happened. Pakistan versus Netherlands. You have Pakistan winning by 81 runs. And basically, what happened there is you have Netherlands winning the toss, bowling first, and they basically gave Pakistan a scare. So you have they were 38 for 3, Pakistan, I think inside 10 overs, something like that. 38 for 3. Fakhr Zaman scored 12, Imam ul Haq 15, and Babar Azam 5 for 18. 3 quick early wickets. So, really, really good bowling by the Netherlands. And just again, the top order collapses, especially the openers. The woes of the top order just continues for Pakistan, especially the openers. So then you have Rizwan and Saud Shakil steadying the ship a little bit. You have them stitched together a 120 run partnership from 114 balls, I think it was. Really good partnership, a good strike rate. Saud Shakil 68 from 52, 130 strike rate. Very good strike rate from Saud Shakil. He was doing really well, rotating strike as well. Same thing with Rizwan, 68 of 75, 90 strike rate. So both of them were really good. Saud Shakil becomes the second person to score the highest 50 or second highest 50 after Inzamam ul Haq. Inzamam ul Haq in the 1992 World Cup scored 50 from 31. He scored 50 from 32, I think, Saud Shakil. So again, he's really going at a good clip here. And then we lost wickets as well again. Rizwan goes, Iftikhar goes on 9. And then you have another partnership between Nawaz and Shadab. Nawaz 39 from 43, Shadab 32 from 34. Again, a really good partnership from Shadab and Nawaz that really saved us a little bit. So again, a good partnership from there. And then once they get out, a silly run out as well by Nawaz. I think he needs to work on that. And Hassan Ali gets out on the first ball. And then you have Shaheen and Haris, which actually do really well. Shaheen 2 fours, Haris 2 fours, 1 6, 16 from 14. So overall, even now we have batting until 11. So that really goes to show it's pretty good. Shaheen and Haris did really well. And we got 286 all out. And so yeah, it was a decent score in the end. But those collapses, they need to work on that. I'll get to that as well in the end. And then you have Netherlands. Basically, they started off well. We got a wicket, Hassan Ali in Max O'Dowd from 5. Colin Ackerman goes quick, and then that partnership between Bas de Lead, 67 from 68, and Vikramjit Singh, 52 from 67. So they had a really good partnership as well. At one point they were 120 for 1 or 120 for 2. You would fancy if they had stayed longer with a bit more experience in that Netherlands side, they could have won. So they really could have won. If it was another, maybe a bigger team, they probably would have won. So but you then have Pakistan coming back into it, especially with Haris Rauf. He did really well. You have Haris Rauf picking up the wickets of Teja and Scott Edwards. Bas de Lead gets out from Nawaz. Shadab comes in to pick up Vikramjit Singh. Then you have obviously Shaheen coming in, picking up 1 wicket, and then Hassan Ali and Haris Rauf getting those last 2 out. So overall, I think good bowling performance, especially by the seamers. 1 for 37 Shaheen, Hassan 2 for 33, really good. Haris, pick of the bowlers, 3 for 43, 1 for 16 for Iftikhar, Nawaz 1 for 31 in 7 overs, and Shadab 1 for 45. So everyone picked up a wicket. So hopefully that does something good for their confidence, especially the spinners, and hopefully the spinners can do well against the bigger teams as well. So overall, a good match for Pakistan, winning by 81 runs. That's still a big margin. They could have finished it earlier, but still overall good. But in terms of that's actually in the last, I think, 4 ODI tournaments: the 2013 Champions Trophy, 2015 World Cup, 2017 Champions Trophy, 2019 World Cup. Pakistan have lost their opening matches. And there was to West Indies and India, really. So thank goodness we didn't have to face West Indies and India. But this time we actually won our opening match for the first time in quite a while for an ODI tournament. So that's really good to see. And so yeah, a good performance by Pakistan, but I still think there's a bit of chinks in the armor. The Netherlands still could have won this match if they had just a bit more experience. Any other bigger team would have probably bowled us out for 150. After 38 for 3, we probably would have been out for 150, 160 if it was a bigger team like Australia, India. So I just think the top order still, they need to do well. Fakhr and Imam, they really need to pull up their socks, especially for the next match. Is going to be a bit more tough with Sri Lanka and then the India game, obviously. So it's going to be tough, and hopefully I'm hoping Babar Azam as well comes in into good nick as well. I'm sure he is in good nick. Hopefully that's just a one-off and he comes good next game. So hopefully the top order fires, and especially if Rizwan, Saud can keep it going, Nawaz, Shadab, Iftikhar, with that and the top order doing well, we can really, look settled in the batting order. That was good. And in terms of the bowling, hopefully Hassan can get, into good form, which I think he is looking like it. But and hopefully he does that against big teams. And Shaheen as well. Hopefully I think he's declined in pace a little bit after his injury. Hopefully he can get back to his normal self pre-injury, and hopefully he does well against bigger teams as well. We just need, and the spinners as well. Hopefully they get confident from this and just try, just to do things in a different way depending on the conditions, and hopefully we can get wickets in that crucial middle overs, and especially Haris Rauf will be very key. Hopefully Babar uses him well in the middle overs. So if we can get those things sorted, Pakistan are looking like a good side. So but I still have my doubts a little bit of them making the top 4. So we'll see how it goes. Right now they're still looking a bit shaky to me. I still don't know if we can do it against the bigger teams, but hopefully they start to work on things that they need to work on, and hopefully this win gives them confidence. So yeah, that's it for the first 2 matches. My reviews of the first 2 matches. I'll be reviewing some games throughout this World Cup, so tune in for more. Thank you for watching.